Yeah.
And I guess a deeper one, which is the $1,000,000 question, why do you think people get addicted? You know, the chemical addiction aside, why do you think, like, you know, a lot of people say there has to be a traumatic, you know, something traumatic in their life to make them go down this road. But you're saying that's not true because that wasn't for you.
Right. I think in a lot of cases there are traumatic things that happen to people, and that sort of, and then they use, and that sort of kills their pain. It takes their mind away from it. It just, you know, opiates are a pain reliever, you know, for your physical and your mental and everything. And so it's just, and it's not even just opiates, it's all drugs. All drugs do is just numb you, in my opinion. They just numb you to reality. Now you're not living in reality more, you know what I mean? And so, what was the question?
like why do people get addicted to things? And, you know, some people think there has to be something traumatic in their past.
Right, yeah, I mean, I didn't find the case with me. That wasn't the case. I think a lot of people just, they recreationally, you know, try these experiences and they like them and they continue to do them. Or maybe them, you know, they're being high, they're being numb is a better experience than their life they're having at home, and that escape that they're trying to get to, you know, just leads them down the path of addiction. So at the beginning it's very hard to see it. Nobody thinks they're going to end up, you know, with a needle in their arm. Nobody thinks that the first time they use anything, but that's ultimately where it goes over time. But that's the $1,000,000 question, though. Why do addicts become addicts? You know what I mean? Nobody knows. It's just, it's sort of crazy, and doesn't stereotype. It can be, I met very successful business owners that became addicts and lost everything they've had. You know what I mean? Down to, you know, your homeless people that are struggling with mental illness. You know, it's everyone can become an addict.
How do you think, like, your past with, you know, your past struggles, how do you think it affects you in your life today? Do you think differently, or like, do you have like a big emphasis on how you're going to raise your kid?
Absolutely. I definitely think I'm just like an entirely different person than I used to think. It's pretty wild. From now, I consider myself, I guess, being on the outside of that right now. But like looking in, looking at my past behaviors, I don't even understand it. It was like, I don't understand why I was doing that. Why did I keep going back to that? I don't know what it was. Yeah, it's mind-blowing, really. While the one thing that's killing you, you keep running to it as soon as you have any opportunity. Sorry. Dang. Mama. Shoot, what was I saying? Hold on.
It's looking back, it's like crazy.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's unbelievable that my decisions that I was making were just, I don't understand why I was making them. I was under a chemical imbalance, I would say. My mind was not functioning like it should, even anywhere close to it. And it took me being off those substances for a while to see that, to really come out of it. And that's a very emotional time for people when they come out of it. And most people go right back into it because it scares the hell out of them. Feeling stuff, feeling things, emotions, all that, because you're numb to the world. You're numb to all that. You know, you don't really have a conscience until you get out of it for a while. But, you know, I pray to God that I'll never go back anywhere down that road, and I don't think I will. Of course, you can't say that for certain. Nobody can say that. And but I would never substitute the life I have now to go back into that world, which is absolute hell and turmoil and just awful. Nobody wants to go through that. I would not want my worst enemy to go through that lifestyle. And so I don't ever consider, you know, tampering with anything anymore. You know, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You know? And I would say that to everybody. It's just not worth it to experiment with anything out there nowadays. You will end up somewhere you don't want to be. You know,